Why I got into YouTube and how to build a brand. This is an episode that I've decided to do a very long time ago, and I just feel like right now, when everything is so fast on Instagram, long form content is such a powerful tool for building a personal brand. So, as you girls and guys know, after building an online coaching company, Rossi Apparel, creating the mentorship, I've experienced firsthand how powerful a personal brand can be when you build trust and recognition and a loyal audience. And it's what you stand for, it's how you show up by being your true, authentic self. The conversation today is going to be how to grow on YouTube. So maybe you've got your own YouTube channel, why I chose it, why I've got a podcast, and why personal branding as well, and what I've learned from building multiple businesses and how someone starting today, maybe you right now listening and possibly creating your own channel, can do your own. So let's start with the obvious. Why did I actually start the YouTube? I remember my very first YouTube was in Bali and I was so young. I think it was like 8 years ago. I was sitting in my villa. I was talking about it and I was so nervous. I could barely speak. And it was just crazy to look back and to see how well that video was doing. And I started doing gym gear. A lot of people were always asking me what I wore. I'd done some hauls, and then I was just bringing people into my journey a little bit more. With YouTube, I felt like I was able to share my voice more. I was able to bring my personality into it. I could go a little bit deeper into topics. I could educate people a little bit more. And over the next couple of months, I've got so much planned for YouTube, like longer form content, helping you build your brand. I want to give as much value as possible because on Instagram, you're given like 30 to 60 seconds and you're like, how the hell am I meant to get all this into one? But I'm super excited to build a stronger connection with you guys. When we're creating content, and something that YouTube has taught me is patience. It will not happen overnight in YouTube. It is I'm not going to say a difficult platform because I don't like to use that, but it isn't just another platform that you look at like Instagram, Facebook. It's an opportunity to build a relationship with your audience because, again, they're able to listen and watch for longer. And I think when you have a personal brand, the importance of someone getting to know you and to trust you, because realistically, when you have a personal brand, you're probably going to be selling something as well. They have to be able to trust you as much as possible. Okay. With Fit Coach Rossi, Rossi Apparel, Pixie Legacy, they're all different businesses, different audience, different offers. But my girls and you girls know the person behind them. So when we're looking at my personal brandings, you can see how the coaching, it starts with your health, your mind, your body, and then it leads into the clothes, which is how you feel after working on yourself, empowerment, your body, confidence. And then the mentorship is when you've got those things with your mind, your body, your health, your physical appearance, your clothes, how you're carrying yourself, your confidence, you level up and you want to go into the mentorship, hopefully. Not all, but it's just kind of like a feeder and how I do it. So with YouTube, I always love to look at people's lives. I like to see what they're doing. It's crazy to think about it, that you sit and you watch someone's day in the life and people want to know what you eat. You probably don't want to know what I eat because I eat the same thing every single day. And also, my foods are not great. So you're not here from my foods, thank God. But do I want to be a part of something that they're building? Everyone wants to know about my journey. A lot of people want to know about my personal life. And when you can merge the two with business and personal, you can really have such a powerful story and connection with people as well. Your brand isn't just your logo. It's not just your colors. It's not just an Instagram post or feeds. It's not what your website looks like or your photos. It can be a mix of all of those things. Yes, they're part of it, but branding assets are so important, all right? That's what people associate with you. So when you look at mine and when you see my views and my stories and my journey on YouTube, you can see how it's evolved from like my kind of more beginnery YouTubes and where I started. And you should take that as inspiration. Don't look at where I am now recording in a podcast studio doing these things, because I didn't always start there. I started with an iPhone. I took it out. I didn't even have a mic. It didn't sound good. There was wind in the back of things. Like, some of the videos weren't even edited properly. But again, I didn't leave all my ideas and my rough planning in drafts. I went for it and I gave it everything and I consistently showed up. But you need to know for yourself, like, why are people going to come to your YouTube? What are you doing with your personal brand? What makes you different? What makes you stand out? What feeling do people associate with your content? That's a real brand. My brand over the years has evolved in every aspect, and alongside me, the business wouldn't have evolved if I didn't evolve. And that's why my YouTube is there, because again, the business and the websites and everything is all there online, like with Instagram and stuff, but and ads and whatever else. But me as a person and my personality with the podcast, guests, connection, that's very, very different. The clothing became a very natural kind of extension of the brand. It's funny because we only shot Rossi Apparel, the new launch, yesterday, and it reminded me of why I started. And you know what? The one thing I thought about was, and I want to share this today, is building a brand, like a physical brand with a product, and especially with Rossi Apparel, was something that, like, I feel like with me, like I kind of let myself get into a mindset of like, it's a product, there's so much cost behind it. It's actually a lot harder. It's a saturated industry. When have I ever said that about any of my businesses? I have never said that about anything. And the fact that I let myself down like that, not even let myself down, but doubt creeps in, remind yourself that's going to come in with you girls too, guys, whoever. But when you start building a brand, you need to look at like a simple framework that's going to work, right? So you want to decide, first of all, what you want to be known for. You can't just build a recognizable brand if you're trying to talk about everything and anything and your mind is everywhere and I work with everyone, red flag. You don't work with everyone, okay? Then again, you want to know your audience. Who are you speaking to? Is your content direct? Are you on this page helping women build their glutes, do their things? Targets, like complete people. Like if I listen to this content back, I'm like, she is talking to me. I want to be like that. That's the type of content that I want to listen to. Find your voice. The voice is inside you. It's not trying to sound like another creator. Your personality is part of your competitive advantage. Your personality is part of your competitive advantage. Your experiences, your opinions, the way you communicate, your bubbly personality, how you showcase yourself, what you wear, that's you, and you have to come across as you. You can't just be like, oh, she went viral, I need to do what she done. Okay? Consistency will always build familiarity. So familiarity, what does that build? That builds trust. Sharing your story, being honest with people, being vulnerable and being real. So many people that I talk to, especially girls in mentorship, they're like, I wouldn't be bringing people behind the day in my life. It's so boring. Or like, I just feel like with me, like there's not really much that goes on. Come on. People watch other people sitting, doing nothing, gaming. Like, how can you say that your life is in whoever you're putting out to will be a reflection of you and will want to work with you, okay? But you want to be known for something, right? The goal isn't to become necessarily famous, but it's to become recognizable. What do you want to leave your legacy behind for? If you need X, you know where you're going, you know what you need to do. And YouTube is so powerful for building a personal brand because you can bring the conversation back to YouTube. You can have that short form content that can get attention, but long form content will build connection, and connection builds conversion. I was literally only talking about this on a call with the girls in the mentorship yesterday. If you haven't got content, you're not, and it's not real, you're not going to have connection. If you don't have connection, you're not going to have conversion. So you have to have connection with people, community, connection, conversion, your leads, your money, your business, scaling, all of that. Again, where does it start? Bring it right back all the way down the timeline. It starts with you. So maybe look at telling stories, bringing people behind why you started, have conversations with people, education on YouTube. Everyone goes to YouTube to watch how to unscrew the bottle of a lid. If I need something, I'm like, I'll go to YouTube or chat, right? But a video, I need YouTube. Let people see more of your personality, right? Be yourself. Don't put on a front. So many people get so awkward talking to a camera. It takes practice, but people love seeing realness. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't like watching someone's video that's so perfect. I actually love watching the raw bits when they're in their house, and I'm just like, I love seeing that their dogs, like what they're eating, like the funny parts. You want to build content and everything around you, but a viral video, remember that, isn't necessarily a successful piece of content. And that's very confusing for people because when they don't get views or likes, people are like, oh, it didn't really do that well. But what you want to think about is, what do those views create? And does the content that what you've posted, is it building trust with people? Is it demonstrating expertise? Is it speaking to one specific person that you know you can help? Does it show your personality? Start conversations with people. Make people remember you. I remember I said I'm starting a podcast, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I want it to be everywhere. And I remember one of my mentors was like, Kira, in order to scale, bring your voice into YouTube, bring them behind the scenes, get people connected with you a little bit more. And that was the best thing that I have ever done. Give people a reason to come back. Everyone wants to know about my life. They want to know what I'm doing, where I'm going next, what I'm wearing, the apparel, the launches. It's exciting, it's thrilling, it's pulling in. And what did they get back from that? They see real life transformation. They see women building their brands and scaling. So many people say to me, what are your girls doing? Because wow, I call it the pixie dust. Like I call in the mentorship, I'm like, one of the girls started yesterday and she said to me, Kira, you won't believe it. I sent those messages that you told me to do. I'm just following everything you're saying. I've got my first girl in and I sold her and closed her. This is an American lady. And I'm like, I just told you, it's just trusting the process. It's listening and taking someone's advice that was in those shoes. But when you're trying to appeal to everyone and you're making everything a sales pitch, you're focusing too much on aesthetic. It has to be perfect. I need to get an Osmo, a camera. What? No one starts with that. Take out your phone. Look at Shelby Sapp. She walks around with her phone, her mobile phone. She only recently, if you've noticed, has started to change up her content. But everyone that waits until everything is perfect is gonna slow you down. I promise you. You're never gonna do it. You're constantly gonna be evaluating yourself, and people are trying to look like a successful brand instead of being real and building a real one. I think there's a big difference between that. I think you can be super professional, invest and be getting no return in comparison to being real, raw, authentic and showing people where you're starting, because everyone knows you're not starting in a studio like this. Okay? You're not. Like, you're starting at home with your phone, and that's the thing that people are, I feel like there's just so much comparison and what you should be doing and how it would look good, and take out your camera and put it on 4K and all this. It's like, just take out your camera and try. They're the people that end up going viral. They're the people that end up making it way quicker than the people that are trying to be perfect and creating that perfect content, that message. But using YouTube and this platform right here to create a deeper, longer form content, I always think this is long form. This is educational. This is helpful. And it's basically a free website for people, is the way I like to see it. Again, it's a free website, whether it's into a product or whether that's into your journey and your life. And it's for people to get to know you a little bit more. So create an offer that genuinely solves a problem. If you don't know any problems, go and look at yourself. What problems did you struggle with? Go and make a YouTube on that. What problems are you currently struggling with? How did you overcome them? Part 1, part 2. Girls, you could literally go on and on and on. When people are like, I don't really know what to post. I'm like, how? Be yourself. Talk about your brands. Talk about how you got from A to B. I always say to people, when someone is posting about where they're currently at, they're constantly posting their photo shoot outfits that they've done, their physique that looks amazing right now. That's all an amazing achievement, right? Let's give that like the gold star. Amazing. But people want to know where you are here, because they're in that pain position and they're in that point where you are, and they want to know, holy shit, that's where I was. I need to know how you got here. So you want to think about, when you're building the personal brand, building the person, bringing the audience along, but build the business around it. And at the end, again, you want to have like some sort of call to action. Maybe you're going to invite people onto a webinar. Maybe you're going to say, stay tuned for something coming, because you don't need to have 100,000 followers on Instagram or 1 million views on YouTube to see a return on it. You don't need a huge budget, perfect branding, all these expensive equipment, like what I was saying. The perfect business plan is you need to start. That's where it starts. That's the perfect start. Your start is currently where you are right now. I always say, when I go onto Instagram and I see someone putting up this video and they're in there kind of like, oh my God, I'm making this video. I've never done anything like this before. Come behind the scenes in my 9 to 5 and how I'm planning on building a business from scratch. I'm like, boom, I want to follow them. That's exciting. That's real. I want to see their dog. I want to see their life. Unreal, right? I don't really want to see how you're living in your, like, when you get to a different level, yes, I want to know how you're living in your £10 million house. Of course, yes. But everything is built through consistency, your personality, your expertise and repetition. You can't just show up on YouTube every once in a while. You can't just show up on Instagram when you feel like it, or why things are dry. You constantly have to keep things moving. So maybe when you're listening to this YouTube right now, and by the way, this is going to be the second part of a video that's getting uploaded currently this week. This will be next week's episode. I'm going to call this part 2. We're going to call this YouTube part 2 because part 1 is actually going to be a live call that I done with my ladies in the mentorship, all on YouTube. So like different things that you can post, what you want to be known for, how to start your brand. That's all going to be part 1. That was live questions with my girls on the call. That was a Zoom call that I done. That was answering things that I'm sure you're probably struggling with. And then we're going to call this part 2 into building the brand, starting a YouTube. And I'd say right now, a lot of you ladies are thinking, oh God, like I don't even have a Instagram going. Like maybe you have an Instagram, but you're trying to be consistent with it. Maybe you're going to YouTube and you're like, who am I to start you? You're probably going to have so many limits and beliefs and things coming into your head that if I can't even be consistent over here, how am I going to be consistent over here? And that's a valid answer, right? That's a valid question. If you are not consistent in one platform, my advice would be don't go jump into the second platform, right? If you can't even show up every single day, by the way, not like, oh, I post here and there like twice a week, not good enough when you're building a brand. Evolve or dissolve. It's up to you. Do you want to be seen or not? There's no in between anymore. Social media is moving so fast that you need to grab people's attention. You need to be yourself, speak your truth, and the right clients in the right community and tribe will follow you. It's that saying, and I have a photograph from a client that I got from years ago. Your vibe attracts your tribe. What vibe you put out there are going to be your tribe that are going to come back. So you need to decide what vibe are you, and it's not even a decision, it just is. Your vibe is you, your personality, how you speak, everything, and your tribe will come from that. But if you're so scared and have limits and beliefs on showing up, being seen, or being yourself and sharing that across social media, you're going to find it hard to build a brand, especially in this year. Promise you, things are moving so fast with AI and everything. You just have to be yourself. Robots will take over, absolutely, but you will never be taken over as a human being. And that's why when you go and get your scripts and you get all your content and your messaging and you haven't even tweaked or trained your AI agent in, by the way, I'm in a course at the minute. I will do a whole YouTube on that as well, but I'm in a course at the minute on how to train in AI employees into your business. It's like anything, like garbage in, garbage out. If you're going to feed your AI agent loads of shit and not tweak it and say, no, I wouldn't really say that, can you tweak and change that? I promise you will have a very, very bad response and your content will go dry. People will be like, that's clearly AI. Make sure you are still humane and in your business. As long as you're there, your voice is heard, your personality is still there, and the human part of everyone is still there, your brand will build and it will scale, but you have to be there physically yourself. So again, my advice to round up this episode is if you haven't nailed one platform, go and nail it, but also be planning and prepping for over here. Over here is so easy. It's just life. That's all it is. YouTube is just life. People are making millions off how to set up a tripod. Like, it's that easy. How to create a home candle for your house that smells like this. I'm telling you, people are making up everything and they're making so much money. And the fact that you're sitting on ideas, on your expertise, on helping people, it should be mind blowing to you. It's 5:55 on the clock right now. Change is coming. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. It's a little bit of a different YouTube in this setting. We're not in the usual space, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you would like to see anything else like this below. I'm always open to suggestions, different ideas, and I will see you on the next YouTube video. And I'm also going to upload this as a podcast. Bye.